NFTs are all the rage right now, but what exactly are they? And more importantly, how long can you store them before they go bad? In this video, we'll explore the world of non-fungible tokens, find out how long they can last, look at different types of NFTs, and see how each is unique. So if you're curious about NFTs or want to know more about them, this is the video for you. First up, collectible and artwork NFTs. Artwork and collectible NFTs are often produced in small quantities, indicating that they were designed with external existence. These are complemented by blockchain technology because once a creator registers the NFT information, it is immutable and will stay that way for as long as the blockchain network operates. Nevertheless, these NFTs can often last for decades in your wallet or while they are being traded. Consider it a piece of traditional art that you may keep on your wall for as long as you need it. You can preserve the artwork for as long as you need it with good upkeep and sporadic restoration in case of damage. Digital assets like images, memes, GIFs, and avatars are examples of NFTs that frequently have a lengthy shelf life and high value. Next up, NFTs might last long, but not forever. Digital files are typically much larger than what can be directly stored on the blockchain. However, rather than the actual digital asset, a smart contract representing the NFT is stored in the blockchain. However, even if the smart contract is still accessible in the blockchain a century from now, there is no guarantee that the digital file will still exist. Additionally, most market participants use web addresses to store NFT files. These data might disappear from their storage places without a trace in the case of a hack or significant internet outage. We have seen numerous instances where consumers attempt to get their NFT files and receive a 404 not found message. Other dangers, including a delayed domain name renewal, are connected to keeping NFT data on websites. Next, interplanetary file system (IPFS) can store NFTs for long. Despite the dangers and difficulties mentioned earlier, collectors are constantly looking for cutting-edge solutions that will enable them to keep their digital asset data for as long as possible after minting. The Interplanetary File System (IPFS) provides a workable substitute for web addresses for NFT storage, albeit it is not a perfect solution. IPFS uses a decentralized mechanism to store digital asset files like the blockchain. The biggest risk comes from IPFS's single-node storage of the NFT. Your NFT file may become disconnected from the network due to a single node failing. Then it simply vanished in that manner. If you're lucky, the NFT file can be replicated by several network nodes and stored on them in case one of them fails, since the nodes must initially be interested in the NFT to duplicate it. This is not necessarily a certainty. With extensive node customization, this system can save your digital assets file for years. Now, for events, music, and gaming NFTs. Sports and entertainment are among the areas affected by the NFT wave. While some of the collections in this category have lifetime uses, the majority always commemorate a limited time event and have expiration dates. If so, you might be unable to hold on to these NFTs for much longer because they will eventually lose all of their value. However, a creator may specify an end date for their NFT collections, particularly if the underlying utility is only useful for a limited time. An NFT ticket, for instance, can become invalid 2 weeks after the event. At the same time, parts of a collection of dead listings might also be discontinued, particularly if the entire edition doesn't succeed in the market to the extent that the developer had hoped. The fact remains that these NFTs will only be effective for a brief period. And now, ecosystem NFTs. These are groups that are naturally present inside the specific blockchain community. These NFTs tend to endure as long as the ecosystem does, because they resemble uncommon collections. They typically provide basic connectivity to other projects and services that might develop as the ecosystem develops. Most ecosystem projects provide native, integrated wallet solutions containing digital files of all sizes. Storing these NFTs for a reasonable amount of time is feasible. Additionally, ecosystem initiatives make significant investments in top-notch cybersecurity solutions to ensure the protection of user assets. Furthermore, cybersecurity still poses a risk to long-term NFT holding. The fundamentals of safe internet usage still hold true when it comes to storing, gaining access to, and obtaining NFT files. Bad actors can still override your wallet and transfer the NFTs if your password is basic and straightforward to brute force. Your internet-connected device's security and privacy are all equally important. Most critically, make as many backups of your wallet as you need to. Finally, the longer you hold your NFT, the more you'll likely earn. An NFT collection acquired and kept off of the market is no longer available. If the token provides useful functions for the average user, demand will reach a peak eventually, even if not today, and its value will soar. Rare NFTs also have sentimental worth that goes beyond their monetary unnecessary cost. This is the case, particularly when the NFT grants you unique access to elite online communities. Join Space 7 immediately to start collecting NFTs that will grow in value over time. Better yet, come and make a convenient purchase with your credit card. Do NFTs really last forever? Where do NFTs live? You need to have a basic understanding of how NFTs operate to understand what we're talking about. A non-fungible token called NFT is employed to establish ownership of usually digital but occasionally real assets. This proof of ownership, also known as a certificate of authenticity or NFT, is offered by NFTs using blockchain technology. A blockchain is a distributed ledger, primarily public and decentralized to store data. Blockchain blocks are typically regarded as immutable since they are difficult to change. To do so successfully and without detection would take a lot of resources and processing power. A transaction is permanent once it's stored on a blockchain. By this reasoning, NFTs ought to be indestructible. The storage of digital files is not as effective with blockchains as it is with the storage of transactions. Even an image is typically too large for direct storage on the blockchain. Therefore, an NFT theoretically doesn't exist on the blockchain. Its intelligent contract does. However, the real file is frequently kept in another way. Therefore, even if the smart contract continues to be available, it's possible that the digital asset it refers to won't. Most services use web addresses to store the NFT files, which can vanish from the internet any day. If the service hosting your NFT doesn't renew the domain name, your data will be poof. Users got a 404 not found error when accessing their NFT. Next up, is IPFS a better alternative? Using IPFS to store NFT data is preferable to using website links as a storage option. Interplanetary file system. Even this system isn't impenetrable though. The files are kept in a decentralized storage system using an IPFS. The IPFS system is maintained by nodes in a peer-to-peer network. Much like a blockchain, your file is kept on the network by a node. You will still lose your file if a single node that is storing it disconnects from the network. This situation only has a failsafe if many network nodes clone your file and store it on their systems. However, there is no assurance that it would. However, for those nodes to replicate your file in the first place, they must be interested in it. Finally, is there a solution? When purchasing NFTs, you should pick a provider that stores the file using IPFS rather than URLs and links as the first step. However, you should pin the data to IPFS even if you utilize a service that does so. Making the data persistent ensures that your file is always accessible. You might use some services like Infura and Pinata. If you want to be certain, you may take it a step further and utilize IPFS plus Arweave, a service that not only saves a duplicate of your file on Arweave, but also pins it to IPFS. For a fee of 0.05 cents per megabyte, you can store your file on Arweave for 200 years. Then you may use the interest you make on Arweave to pay for additional storage. Two-factor authentication ought to be commonplace, with every account holder adopting it, but it's not. Your account is exposed if 2FA is not enabled. Additionally, your NFTs could be stolen if someone gains access to your account. Even a typical software wallet might not be ideal if you plan to keep your NFT for a long time. Even though seed phrases keep your wallet safe, they are susceptible to hackers. It's important to be aware of the potential risk involved when storing NFTs, especially if you're planning on holding them for a long time. Make sure to use a service that uses IPFS to store your files and pin them so they're always available. You can also use a service like Arweave to store them for longer periods. And finally, make sure to use 2FA to protect your account from hackers. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment below letting us know what you think. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.